So, for those of you who don't really know, or I should say, I used to be a church boy, heavily in the church. I'm talking every Sunday. I'm talking we'll do Bible studies, we do outreaches. A lot of you guys don't know, my dad was a pastor for many years, okay? There's a whole story with my dad, but we're going to get to that in a different story. But he was a pastor for many years. He transitioned into being like a counselor for a prison. You know what I'm saying? My mom, super involved in the church her entire life. So my upbringing was very um, Christian upbringing, word of the Bible. We go to church. And you know, this is where I feel like I fell off on certain things, is because when I started getting older, I started to realize things in these preachers. Now, there's one thing being spiritual and believing in God and all that. And there's another thing when you have these preachers controlling how you should think and how you should feel and what you should do to have favor by God. And I think that took a toll on my family, bro. I think it takes a toll on a lot of families. There's these things called mega churches, man. Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, Creflo Dollar, Keith Moore, Gloria Copeland. Listen, I can tell you about 50 preachers out off the top of my head. Real shit. Like, trust me, I grew up on these guys, especially Kenneth Copeland, Jesse Duplantis, and what they did, what they always taught this prosperity message to where you're supposed to get money. You're supposed to be rich, right? And it's just a beautiful theory, but I feel like all these pastors use that prosperity message to have people on the outside feed into their mega church. Because let me tell you, man, how do I want to say it? Like, I was fully, and I believe that you could believe in God and God will help you. He will give you favor, all that. But I think the way they were doing it, they really were having people like my family tithe, give to the church while they got rich. And if we don't get rich also, it's because we're just not believing hard enough. And that really just, man, listen, I grew up poor. Like, I want to say I may have transitioned into middle class later on in my high school years because my mom was really just grinding. My mom was really just trying to get money for the family. But I grew up pretty poor because of that whole prosperity thing. Like, oh, if you believe in God hard enough, if you pay your tithes hard enough. And I think that a lot of pastors out here use that message to manipulate the masses, man. That's why I just wanted to talk about it. And I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think? And I'm not talking about just any old pastor who's out here helping the community. I'm rolling up right now. I'm talking about mega churches, mega church pastors. I'll tell you an interesting story, right? My parents were very into Kenneth Copeland. So much so that we went to one of their prosperity message conventions. They always have them, right? They always have them. And I'm talking, my parents flew us out there, wherever it was. I think it was in Texas at the time. And we went to their damn convention, bro. And I was really on board with these preachers making all this money for a really long time until I understood how they're really making it. They're doing these conventions to get money from these people. Straight up. I can go through example after example after example. And if you disagree with me, please write it in the comments and tell me why you disagree with me. And again, I'm not saying any pastor is a crook, but these mega church pastors are absolute crooks, especially in the way that they teach their message. Because we just did a video. You just have to give enough. Or if you gave a lot, but then you don't believe hard enough, so God isn't blessing you. That's absolute bullshit. I mean, at this point, go read the Bible yourself, in my opinion. And take away what you will from that. Because these quote unquote men of God, man, it's hard to decipher, bro. But anyway, my story. I didn't tell a story. Me and my parents, we went to this convention, And I remember they have a daughter. Kenneth Copeland has his wife, Gloria Copeland, and then he has his daughter, Kelly Copeland. And Kelly Copeland used to do these kids' Jesus movies and episodes all the time, right? And she just seemed like such a sweet, wonderful lady. So, I mean, in my head, you're a man of God, right? You're supposed to be for the people. You're a woman of God. You're supposed to be for the people. Tell me why me and my family ran into Kelly Copeland. And she was getting in the elevator, and it wasn't like a specific floor-by-floor elevator. It was just a public elevator. I see her in there, and I'm so excited. I walk into the elevator, and I'm not like a stupid kid who's annoying or anything. I just walk in, kind of look at her and smile. And then my parents and the people that we were with, they pull me out, and they tell her I'm sorry. And she looked annoyed. That stuck with me forever. It still bothers me, because now in my head, I'm like, why was she annoyed? Why didn't she want me in the elevator? Isn't she like a woman of God? No, listen, man, this is a business and they're here to make money. So anyway, and I'm talking specifically mega churches. I want to make that clear. I think that pastors should be successful. I think that pastors should be able to provide for their family and live a very comfortable life. I believe that should happen. But I feel like some of them take that and they run with it, and they literally start to scam their church. They start to tailor their message to where they get more money. But anyway, I just want to show you guys this little clip from Kenneth Copeland. And this was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back. This is what broke the illusion for me, because I'm talking, I was even an adult, probably 20s, early 20s, like 19, 20, 21, still thinking that these guys are virtuous saints walking around the world, when in my opinion, they're anything but that. They're anything but fucking that, bro. I even saw this video that I'm about to show you, and I started giving excuses for him. You know, so I do understand if people get mad at me for this video or whatever, because even I started making excuses for like the things he said. Oh, he didn't mean that. Oh, he actually does need this money to like fly over the world. You guys let me know what you think, but I think this is the video that 5 years ago, so I was like 23. This was the video that broke the illusion for me. But let me pull this up real fast.
The need, if I flew commercial.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second. Of course. Not the people. The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really the main.
Isn't it true?
And I don't believe that. She's going to grill him. I'm sure every last one of you guys have seen this video before. If you haven't, go watch the whole thing from Inside Edition. But the guy just seems evil, man. And listen, when I tell you I grew up with Kenneth Copeland, I'm talking books on the shelf. So this is coming from somebody who's been indoctrinated in this bullshit. This is coming from somebody who really believed in this shit. And I'm not saying I don't believe in God. I don't believe in these preachers, bro. I don't believe in these damn prophets of God, bro. There's a few of them out there who are genuine. I've met a few of them. But these motherfuckers right here, evil, bro. Evil. And that's a strong word to use. Guys, I think these folks are evil. But y'all let me know. You know, this channel's mainly for ranting. There's no real cuts in this, so I might be talking in circles. But I'm just trying to get over the idea that that all these mega church guys are in it for the money. All of them. And I think it's even worse that they try to appear as these virtuous, wonderful human beings. Bro, ooh. Let's continue.
You want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury. How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you a chance to catch your breath and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Listen, I think he spent too many times. He spent too much time conning his brainwashed congregation. And I'm going to raise my hand, man. I was one of them brainwashed congregation members, bro. He spent too much time talking to his brainwashed ass congregation thinking that this shit's going to work. Oh, the Lord's just talking to me. The Lord's just coming down and he's telling me that Inside Edition is very, very wrong. Man, that's bullshit, man. There's a clear difference between a man of God and this person. That's my opinion.
Now, thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray this thing.
Well, let me just ask you a really simple question. A lot of people think it's unbecoming for a preacher to live a life of luxury and to fly around in private jets. What's your response to that?
Very simple. It takes a lot of money to do what we do. We have brought over 100, let's see, the latest figures just came out, 122 million people to the Lord Jesus Christ. Let me give you another example. Last May, I was scheduled for Lagos, Nigeria. That's a long ways. I had a week off, and I was scheduled for Peru. And I prayed about it, and I thought, I'm not missing that dedication in Jerusalem. Without the airplane that we have, that I bought from Tyler Perry, and I didn't pay anywhere. Tyler's one of the greatest guys. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Look at that man's eyes, bro. You know, this is someone who was in my household my entire childhood, bro. I saw this video and something didn't sit right with my spirit a few years ago. Something didn't sit right with it. And that's because I'm just this brainwashed fucking person just believing everything he would say, you know? Man, listen, I believe in prosperity and I believe in making you some damn money. But the way they do it, they weaponize that shit. And then they're like, oh, yes, suckle me. Give me the money. If you give me the money, God will see you even more because you're even more faithful to, God will love you even more. And if you don't get what you want, they love to do this. If you don't get what you need, if God doesn't answer those prayers, then you just didn't believe enough. And you need to go back to the drawing board. And also on top of that, give me some more money, bitch. You know how much it costs to fly private or to own a jet? Bro, superstars don't fly private all the time. But Kenneth Copeland has to do it, though.
Well, my question then, okay, all right, but I want to get to the demons because people are very concerned about that comment.
Give me a chance here, Inside Edition. Okay. I love your eyes. And here's what happened. We flew in 21 days, 70 hours, 40,000 miles, touched 5 continents, and preached face to face personally with 125,000 people.
Again, getting back to the comment, you said that you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Look at that dude's face, bro. Look at those eyes.
We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Can you explain what you meant by that term then? Just explain, because it's really simple. You said you didn't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. What did you mean?
And this is how he sees those people, And again, I thought you were supposed to come to the Lord as you are. So I'm a demon because I smoke weed and I curse? I'm on that plane too, so I'm just one of the demons. Like, it's bullshit, bro. But I just wanted to show you guys that clip so we could talk about it. I think all these mega church guys are frauds. Long story short, if you're a part of a big ass mega church, just look a little bit closer at what's happening around you, you know? And I promise you're gonna know something a little fishy. It's not only Kenneth Copeland, it's not only Jesse Duplantis, all these guys, you know, it's a lot more people just scamming people because of their faith, and that should not be the case. You should be able to practice your faith, and if there's a prophet or a man of God speaking, they should not be scamming you. Now I'm talking, this shit afflicted my family for forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rough, and I think a lot of families somewhat deal with that. You know, but anyways, my whole message for that, I feel like you should believe in what you believe in, study it, practice it, but don't let some other man who's also on this earth tell you what you should be doing, especially if it turns around to lining his pockets. This guy's a millionaire. This guy, millions, multi millions. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think. There's just another random topic I wanted to bring up. It was on my mind, so I said, let me drop this on the second channel. But stay tuned for some more cooking videos. Me and my sister are gonna probably do some content tomorrow. So maybe at the end of this week, beginning of next week, I'm gonna drop something else. So I'll see y'all soon. Peace.